Sunday, guys. I won't be able to post this vlog today, and I can't post Saturday's vlog either because we've got no internet at home. I've been to PLD this morning because there were lots of people there yesterday. So queued up today, went in, very polite lady. We've got what's known as LOS, line of sight. What I find baffling is the fact is that internet goes down, understand that, fully understand. You get all that stuff, but all the internet providers in the Philippines are exactly the same. Yeah, they're the worst. Yeah. So I turned around and said to the girl that I wanted to lodge that my internet had been out since Saturday, Sunday, and it's going to take 48 to 72 hours for a repairman to come around. So that's Wednesday. This very nice. I've just got some coffee coming. As I said, this place does the best coffee. It's hot, it's strong, it's full of crema, and keeps you out of mischief. Anyway, so I said to the woman, look, how will I turn around and register a dispute? She goes, you can go online. If I could go online, I wouldn't be sat in front of you, would I? Jesus. What they're meaning is you could go online at somebody else's account, register a dispute. They don't call them complaints anymore. They've moved to the letter D. So we've got to wait until Wednesday. So let's see what else happens there. So, update of Davao on a Sunday. It's coming to the end of April, and I've got some funny bits today, and I've also got some suggestions for the Philippine government, or the LTO, whichever one you want to turn around and call it. Anyway, security at Davao Airport has been increased. There is another level of security at the airport, which means it's going to slow people down even further, because it's more checks. And the reason there is extra checks is because a Davao vlogger, it weren't me, you can't write this stuff, I can tell you that. A Davao vlogger wanted to vlog Davao International Airport, so he borrowed his friend's ID and accessed the airport using his friend's ID, and he got caught. Yeah, but he got caught after 35 minutes walking around the airport behind the scenes and the airside area. What airside is that's after you've been through all the customs, the check-in, the baggage, the tickets. You've got to the boarding gates to board your flight. This guy's actually walking around the airport vlogging on his mate's ID. So, if you want to blame the vlogger, you can blame the vlogger, because I could not believe when this is actually published in the Sun Star this week. Oh, so more security at the airport. Now, the other thing I found quite absurd was that renewal of your ID. Philippine ID. Now, Annie applied for her Philippine ID 2 years ago, and she's still waiting for it. because there is an issue, not with the ID. No. There's an issue with the plastic cards. Yeah. So I don't know whether they can get plastic or they can't get plastic or whatever it is. I don't understand that. So Annie's still waiting for her Philippine ID. Now the knock-on effect of that is it's not just Annie, but it's a lot of Filipinos. And Globe, Ito and Smart this week turned around and said that they were struggling to update SIM card registration in the Philippines because provincial ID, which is your personal ID that you get from your barangay office, is not being filled out properly. Or the barangay office in the provinces or the provincial barangay office is unable to complete the ID for your ID to register your SIM card. And their recommendation was that the government should have waited until the national ID, Philippine national ID, had been rolled out to everybody in the Philippines. Now, today is the 25th of April, and by the 30th of April, all non-registered SIM cards in the Philippines will be terminated. No ifs, buts or maybes, terminated, because the department needs to keep on top of security. Even though people are struggling to register their SIM for no fault of their own, wouldn't it have been a better idea if everybody went back to Globe, Smart, Dito, Converge, wherever you got your ID from for your SIM, for your phone, purchased a new one with the correct ID from the government? So the government authorised millions of SIM cards with the providers. They go in, like they do in every country, they put the SIM card into a little machine, they put in your personal number, that marries up to you. As long as you've got some sort of bill or something you can turn around and register, then that would have been a lot easier. But anyway, now talking about plastic, on a Sunday, LTO have turned around and said that they're going to be issuing, or they've started to issue, paper driving licenses. Oh dear me. So, when you went to the LTO and you updated your driving license, they were giving you a little plastic one like a credit card. Had all your information on, and the police filled it out, and a picture of you and all that gobbledygook. Anyway, the LTO are turning around and there's a shortage of plastic. Yeah. A shortage of plastic. So they're struggling to get the plastic cards, the same as the government are struggling to get the plastic ID cards. So will it be the bank's turn next to turn around and say that they can't issue chip and pin cards because they're running out of plastic? Or they can't get plastic cards? A couple of years ago it was micro SD cards, wasn't it? It was all this memory technology that was supposed to be easy for turn around and sort out. When the sanctions come in about China and Korea and all that, all of a sudden they couldn't get hold of these memory chip cards. Now it's not the car, the memory chip, it's the plastic the memory chip sits in. It's beggars belief, isn't it? You know, computers and IT are supposed to make the world easier. less paperwork, unless you're at the LTO and you've got to start printing driving licenses. So that's upsetting quite a few Philippine people, because they don't want to have a piece of scrolled up paper. They want their little bit of plastic to go in their little wallet. Anyway, here's a suggestion to LTO and the government for the Philippine National ID. Why don't you instigate a program where children from the age of 10 to 16 can collect bottles, plastic bottles, and take them to the barangay hall, and for a weight of plastic, maybe 2 kilos, the barangay hall will pay that child 1 peso for 2 kilos. The bottles need to be cleaned and they need to be in a bag. Now you could turn around and do that on a Friday. At the end of the week, when everybody's had their plastic drink, had their soda, because you've got the water bottles, you've got the soda bottles, you've got the little bottles, you've got the kids' drinks, you've got the plastic containers. You can turn around and do that on a Friday, hand it into the barangay. The barangay then arrange for the LTO to pick up and process the bottles to turn into cards. What do you think about that, LTO and National ID departments? It would help. You would be recycling. The young people of the Philippines would actually get some money in their pocket. Yeah, you'd have to put a stipulation that Dad couldn't turn around and go out and collect 2 tons of plastic bottles, take them down there in the back of his Nissan Patrol or Toyota Hilux, and then put them in the barangay. It'd have to be done in an orderly manner. That's why I said children. Children can only carry so much. Yeah. So if you did that throughout the Philippines, what is there? 1,000 barangay and 1,026 barangay around the Philippines. You turn around and get a minimum of 1,000 bags every Friday. You might even get more. But anyway, I think I read these articles and I was in stitches, absolute stitches. I'm not worried about the internet because they'll fix that, they'll sort it out. Plastic ID cards that everybody's waiting for, which is for national security, that's a real pain, isn't it? A real pain. And driving licence, you want to get a driving licence so you can pull out your pocket and show so you can drive. But what they're giving you now is an A4 piece of paper that's printed in black and white, and the picture at the top could be anybody. The writing could be, it just beggars belief. So, but I think the plastic idea is pretty good. That would also help with environmentally control the waste and the rubbish in some of these barangays. And then instead of the barangays giving the money to some big international corporation that can't deliver the plastic, they're giving it back to the Filipino people that they can turn around and invest it wisely in rice or fish or adobo. I think they should do that. But there'll be somebody out there that will come up with something and say, oh, can't be done. That's okay. I've still got my coffee. Anyway, it's busy at the mall today. It's crazy, crazy time. Holy Week, Ramadan, finished on Saturday morning, the 22nd, yesterday. So that was there was a big prayer session down in Rojas that was really well attended. And I went down, but I couldn't turn around and vlog. Some people objected me vlogging and for religious reasons or whatever, and I fully understand that, fully respect, so I didn't vlog. I didn't take any pictures, I just witnessed it, looked at it, and I was very, very, very impressed, very, very impressed. It was on Rojas, they were all facing up towards Marco Polo. Fantastic day. I really wasn't, as I said, impressed.